Hey everyone. I wanted to discuss something with you guys. I had a discussion with a friend the other day, and this friend stated that it's basically we're coming up to the end of humanity. I disagreed with my friend, and I wanted to have a discussion with him in front of the camera so we could discuss this, but my friend declined because. Um, my friend thought that their opinion would not be seen as a good thing. And I was like, no one's going to see that anyway. But the friend chose to decline. So this discussion will be a little bit one sided. But I just thought it was really interesting, the things that my friend was saying. I did disagree with a lot of what he was saying. Basically, the end of humanity is upon us, and overpopulation and global warming will cause mass extinctions and, in turn, mass human death. Um, and that's probably not a too far fetched idea. Uh, we are getting overpopulated, and we are tearing down forests in order to have more land to raise our food. I'm not talking about like vegetables and plants. I'm talking about livestock like cows and chickens and pigs. Um, and they take a big toll on our resources. It takes a significant amount more water and food, nutrition, to end up with a pound of meat than it does to end up with a pound of vegetables. Obviously, a pound of vegetables doesn't have nearly as much nutrition as the meat, but pound for pound, with the resources that you put in, it's much better to lean more towards the plant-based foods than the meat. So that's one thing that we didn't really talk about, but I found interesting because I did have that knowledge about that. Um, Basically, the overpopulation issue. Um, my friend discussed that there were different models that described the way that the population was growing, and that it's going to reach some sort of plateau and sort of drop off, either from some type of outbreak of disease, not really any like crazy zombie stuff, but I mean, take a look at the Zika virus. It's not fatal, but it does cause birth defects, which can shorten lifespans and in turn decrease the average lifespan of humans, which was a big problem a long time ago. Infant mortality made the average lifespan a lot shorter than what it actually was if you got past a certain age in your life. Um, so, my friend said that as a leader, uh, there would be regulations. And I mentioned that they already did this in an Asian country. I'm not 100% sure, probably China, but I don't want to sound too ignorant. But apparently, there was this rule that would limit the amount of children that you could have. My friend suggested further on limiting and making it such that you need to pass certain qualifications in order to produce offspring. But we discussed that it wouldn't be very easy to enforce that, including intelligence and income level. Um, I don't remember any of the other ones, but I mean, basically, you'd have to have some sort of intelligence. But anyway, that wouldn't work at all because people would revolt. That's just taking away people's freedom to do what they please. I mean, is it ethical for us to stop someone that's a cancer to society from having a dozen children, or even just two? You can make two monsters easily when good people out there are not having children because they don't feel that they're ready. But anyway, back to the regulation of children in this actual society that we have. I do believe that in the Asian country, they limited children to only one per household or couple or family or whatever. So that had a negative effect where if the couple had a female, that wasn't generally preferable. So bad things would happen, or they would just like get rid of the child and then hope to have a boy to fulfill the one. I believe recently, relatively recently, it was increased to two so that you can have two children in your household. And that definitely decreased the mortality rate for female children in that country. Let's see. I don't know if I mentioned that I asked my friend to come on here with me so that we could have this discussion together, so I wouldn't have to remember all this stuff. But my friend declined, and so this is going to be a little bit one-sided. But basically, my friend wanted to fix society moving forward, but you just can't do that because you run into problems of ethics. You can't control people. There's no way to enforce these demands. And obviously, you can't just hold down people. Who's going to be the judge of the person that can hold down people and sterilize them? Like, that's crazy. That's what we do to animals, which some argue that it's not very good. Like PETA. You shouldn't eat them, and you should treat them like they're humans and stuff. And they have rights too. Which is in a completely other video that we should probably do. But anyway, my argument was that there's no way to fix what's going to happen. And the damage that's already been done to our planet, for example, it's just, there's not much that we can do right now except to try to invest more of our time and energy and money into renewable energy, because there have been effects. I mean, global warming is an actual thing. We are producing a significant amount of carbon dioxide and other ozone gases that basically cause heat and other light to basically bounce back and have this greenhouse effect where we're capturing more energy from the sun and increasing the overall average temperature of our planet, which is having effects. And we're the generation that's going to need to stop it, or maybe our children, depending on how old you are. But, I mean, what can we do as individuals? As individuals, we don't really have much power to do anything. We would need to come together or convince someone that actually has control over the world to actually make changes. But those changes concerning global warming, for example, won't come about because of the money behind all of the things that cause global warming. I mean, the market for oil is huge. You're not going to fight with those people and make them lose money because it's better for the environment, because they don't care about the future. They care about right now. And right now, their pockets are getting lined with the money. Same thing with like mandating vegetarianism or veganism. There's going to be problems because there are people that like meat, and it's part of our evolution to hunt and eat meat. We use it to survive. Humans are extremely adaptable and versatile, and you can live off of a plant-based diet, but there's always going to be that craving for meat. It's just part of us. But we can all do things to help, like walking more, riding your bike, to cut down on our carbon footprint. It's not going to do much unless a ton of people are doing it. And then same thing with eating less meat. If everyone ate less meat, or if many people that were on the fence about vegetarianism or even veganism jumped that fence and actually went through with that, then that would actually make a difference. But one-offs being vegetarian, one-offs taking public transportation, that's not going to do much. We need a systematic change for the entire planet, really, to actually see some changes before it's too late. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.